everybody, it's Melissa from the Arts and Literature Division of the Central Library, back with another craft video for you. Today I'm going to show you how to make these really cute felt daffodils, and I'm going to show you how to make them with two different versions of the leaves and two different versions of these coronas. So let's get started. We're going to need the template like this that is included with at the bottom of the video. We're going to need felt in your choice of colors, a pair of sewing scissors, paper scissors to cut out the pattern. Picking shears are recommended but not necessary. I'll show you a variation with and without the picking shears. Some wire cutters, some green aluminum craft wire, a marking pen, pins. These are also optional. If you have the pen, you don't have the pins, that's fine. And some washi tape. Okay, so to get started, you're going to cut out all of your pattern pieces here out of the paper pattern. And we're going to cut out the stamen first, which is this piece here. You're going to cut one of these out of yellow. So now, keep your thumb at the bottom, and you're going to cut 4 small little slits up to about there, like that. So, make 3 little cuts to get your 4 little slits. And that's your stamen. Next, I'm going to cut out the corona. And the corona, of course, as I said, is, where did oh, there. Sorry. The corona is this part right here, that center of the flower. So this one here was cut with pinking shears. So it gives it a kind of a more ripple edge. This is cut out with just regular scissors. So use whichever pair of scissors you have. I'm gonna be cutting one of each because I have 2 here. I'm making 2 different flowers for you. So. And to do the pinking shear one, it's going to be, oops, this one, sorry. I don't know what I was doing. You're going to cut out the whole thing with your regular scissors like this. And then take your pinking shears and just run them just along the bare top, like that. You just want to take off a tiny little stripe, just like that. Okay, I'm going to cut the other one for the second flower. I'm going to show you out of this pink. And that's going to be the one that's plain. So there's that. Okay, now we're going to cut out the petals in your choice of color. One of mine is going to be in white, which right here I already cut these, and I'm also going to do these pink ones. So for those of you that have seen me do these felt flowers before, I'm sure there's some of you, you know that I like to trace my number of them onto my felt and then cut it out. I find it more efficient. But if you want to cut them out individually or pin them, that's totally up to you. So you're going to do that 5 more times, cut them all out for a total of 6 petals. And then come on back and I'll show you the next part. Welcome back. So the next piece we're going to cut out is the underside, which is of course this one here. It's a little Pac-Man looking guy. And you're only going to need to cut one of these. And I don't bother to pin or trace these because they're pretty small. So. And next is going to be the leaves. You are going to want 2 of these. Now, I like to pin them down because trying to cut them without pins or something is an exercise in frustration. So, just a couple pins. You can also trace them with a marker if you wanted to. Okay, so next we're going to cut out the stem pieces out of the wire. You want a piece about 18 inches long, 12 to 18. Exact measurement is not necessary. And actually, if you're making multiples of these like I am, varying lengths is good. So I always cut more so I can trim later. Now, if you are going to make these stems, like these guys, so this is one of the stem variations. You can see here that I've tucked some wire in here. If you're going to make your leaves that way, excuse me, your leaves, you're going to want to cut out a couple of shorter pieces of wire. And again, cut more than you think you need. Okay. Now, I'm going to start with a stamen here. It's not bad. All right. And you're going to run a line of glue right about here. Okay. Okay, stick that right down. Now you're just going to kind of roll it like so. And run another line of glue on the opposite side. Okay, like that. Yeah. Okay, there we go. Okay, so next we're going to do the corona. Now this one's a little bit different. Normally, what you're going to want to do is kind of roll it, don't put it on the flower, but roll it like this into a tube so you can get a kind of an idea of how tight it is. Okay. So, get that. And then you're going to run a line of glue right on the very edge of this edge here. In this case. I will say, if you've seen some of our other flowers, this is probably the most fiddly that we've done so far. This is a series, of course, of 6 felt flowers, so we are increasing in difficulty and fiddliness as we go along. This is the third one, of course. It's a little fiddly. And so, okay, there we go. Stuck together. Oops. Okay, so now you're going to take your flower stem and you're going to put it in like that. And just push it all the way up. And you want it to come up pretty much to the top of the stamen. And then pull it up farther, a little bit farther like that. And then you're going to run a line of glue. Wait, what am I doing? Sorry, I'm right-handed. You're going to run a line of glue right about here. There. Okay. Then just take the stamen, push it back down, and then just kind of scrunch it in and just pinch it right in. This is why it's important to use a low temp glue gun, so when you do that, it doesn't burn. Okay. But there's how you get the corona on. Right. So now that you've got your corona attached to your stem here, there's one more step you gotta do. And that's why I said this one's a bit fiddly. So take your scissors and just stick them all the way down and just kind of push the felt out a little bit. Don't push too hard. don't want to break it. You know, you don't want to undo all your work, but you're just trying to open it up a little bit so it's not quite so tight. It's very subtle. Now we're going to put the petals on. So for those of you, again, like I said, that have seen the tulips or the crocus flowers that we've done, you'll know pretty much exactly how I'm going to do this, because they're pretty much the same as the first flowers we did, the crocus. So I'm going to run a line of glue here in a T shape on your petal. And you're going to take it and line it up with your corona, like that, and just pinch in. Okay. There we go. Next one. Again, try not to go down to this part. We'll be covering that up, okay? If you do go down here, it's going to make the underside more difficult to fit onto it, okay? Now you'll see that I've got a few gaps left that I've got the first three on. So there's a big gap here, a smaller one here. You're going to use the other three petals to fill in. So same way as you did before. So now you've got all your gaps filled. Kind of pull your petals out a little bit. I think we need 2 more here. So basically with these last 3, 2 or 3, you're just filling in the gaps between them. So just hold your flower and turn it until you spot something that looks where you need a petal. Stick one in. Oops, not there. So I think I need one right there. So. Oops. Okay. And there's the petals for that one. We'll do the same thing. This is, again, the corona that's the plain one. So we're doing white petals with this one. And same method. So now we're going to get the underside attached. Now, you might think that it would be easier to take this and glue it, turn it into this little guy, and then slide it on. You can try that. I will say it's very hard to leave a hole in the middle for the wire to fit through, so I don't recommend it unless you like frustrating yourself. So, the easier way is to take it and have it lie against, this is a little fiddly, but I find less trouble with it, to hold it against it like this and then run the line of glue. So, this is also why I said don't put too much fabric down here, because it would be a pain in the butt. So, let's run the line of glue on the underside here. And just kind of lay it down. Meets up at the edge, like that. Okay. You may have to push it in a little bit to get it to fit, but there it is, like that. Now, if any of this is sticking up and bothering you, you can tack it down with a little tiny bit of glue. So, show you that again, because I know that's hard to see, and I'm sorry. It's very fiddly here. This one's probably a little easier. So again, take it, kind of figure out where it's going to fit, like that, and then we're going to line a glue along the underside edge and kind of quick squinch it over, and then just pinch it in. And that's the easy way to do that. Okay. So now we're almost done. We just got to get our leaves together. As I said, there's two ways to do this. One is you just attach them right to the stem, and I'll show you that in a sec. The other one is nice because it gives you the leaves a little bit of flexibility. So what you're going to do is run a line of glue most of the way down your leaf and stick a wire right onto it. Okay, and then just right in the middle, and then just pinch it shut. You do have to work a little quick because hot glue likes to dry fast, of course. There you go. So now you can, as you see with this one here, I left a little more at the end so that it'll flop around a little bit more. Or you can put your wire in up higher, and that'll keep your leaf a little more straight. But the advantage to doing it this way is this way you can kind of bend your leaf a little bit so you have a little more control with it. So, just a second. And I'm not going to do this one quite up as high, so you can kind of see the difference between. That huge cloud there. All right. Sorry about that. My glue gun is very globby today. I don't know why. Okay. Okay. So this one. So if your glue gun did what mine did, want your big old fat hole, just a little extra, no big deal. So this one you can see it's a little bit, I left a little bit less, a little floppier. Okay, so now, if you are not putting wire on your leaves, you will run a line of glue about 1/2 to 2/3 of the way up. Again, how far up is up to you. It depends on how much of your leaf you want to be flopping down. And then you're just going to take your stem and lay it in and pinch. Shut. Okay. So that's going to flop. And same thing. The second leaf, you do less up. Okay, so I did less of it this time. Stop that. You're going to do that. Lay it the opposite side down and now the length of your stem, if you have a longer stem, you can certainly put more leaves on if you would like to do so. You could even make a stem full of leaves if that's what you wanted. Okay, so there's your non-wired daffodil. Okay. Now, to attach the ones with the wires, it's a little different. And this does require one extra piece in the kit, which is the tape. You can use floral tape, you can use green masking tape. I happen to have green washi tape that I like to use, so anything works. Take a strip. And what you're going to do is position your leaves on the stem, wherever you would like them, on opposite sides. One farther down, one farther up. Okay. It's usually easier to get the farther one down secured first. Take that, tape it down. Just line the tape all the way up. Trying to keep it nice and tight. There you go. Okay, once you get close to this part here, go ahead and slide your other one. Make sure he's ready. And in he goes. Okay. And just keep winding up. Okay. You're gonna have to take the one you already got on there and push him out of the way a little bit. Just bend him. He's fine. And you can just wind around him. There we go. There's your two. You can cut your piece of tape into a second piece if you want to, if that's easier. But it's up to you. And you're gonna go all the way up to this part here. And when you get there, scissors. Take your scissors and just cut and just secure down. Okay. Straighten her out. And there you have your two completed little felt daffodils.